So Gary Sweet, a busy day at Kenilworth Road today, lots going on obviously. We did put an ask out to people on Facebook and Twitter to send their questions in. Had a couple of good ones. Lots of questions about the new shirt and the new sponsor.
Well, we've kind of taken what supporters have asked for to keep the shirts on a 2-year cycle. Unfortunately, we had the issue of EasyJet departing us gracefully in the spring, and so we've had to replace the sponsors brand. We kept the main shirt the same. It gives us an opportunity to replace the second shirt, which we have, which we all like and think it's going to be a big hit in the shops. But the Barnfield sponsorship is a real interesting one for us because it gives us an opportunity to first of all forge links with a local community organisation. They're an institution that go back for as far as I can remember in the town, and so they were very keen to get involved. But also what it does for us actually is enable us to forge some links with the academy. So it gives the academy a boost with the educational programs that we're the partnership that we'll be forging with Barnfield. So we're delighted to have them, I've got to say. And moving forward, we wanted to try and keep things local. There was also, I believe, another question asking us whether that was anything to do with our relocation. And although directly, certainly not, indirectly it could have some significant benefits with the way we relate to organisations in the town. So yeah, we're delighted to have Barnfield.
Obviously, if we're asking the fans to send in questions to yourself, we might expect to get lots of questions back about the new stadium and relocation. Are there any updates where that's concerned? As
of today, no. There's an awful lot going on behind the scenes, as everyone would expect me to say, and there's a lot of activity, and we are making good progress. I did promise the fans and the broader community that we would make an announcement at some point over this period, so I expected them to ask that question, and we will be making a statement in due course. Not too foreseeable future, just into the new season is how I see it, and those announcements will be quite exciting. We are embarking on a project which actually is going to be a very sizable project. And it's something that isn't going to be fixed within a year. We're talking here of a 4, 5, 6 year project. So a few weeks here and there, I don't think is going to make any difference to the end date. That still remains the same. But most definitely we're going to be talking about that in the very near future.
And we were asked a question as well about the aspirations for 2020 and where 2020 might see themselves in 2020. How would you answer that question?
It was always our target to have the club back into what would be its rightful position in the league. It's the reason why we gave ourselves that period of time. It was always our intention that we would have a football club that was financially stable, which is one of the original mandates of 2020. Another original mandate was how we manage the youth and the community sections of our football club. Well, I think in some ways we are either hitting those targets already or surpassing them in certainly in a lot of community areas. So there was a whole raft of things that we still maintain as a full mandate and a list of objectives that we have been following as kind of cornerstones of our belief when we set the company up. That doesn't change. One of the key and fundamental parts to that was relocation. The intention firmly is that we will be by 2020 in a new stadium, and so that still remains as our intention. Might just be in time, but nevertheless that was always one of our key objectives.
And finally, obviously it's been a very busy sort of transfer period over the last few weeks in the off-season. 11 signings coming in, and today we've been able to announce that Craig McHale-Smith has joined. How does that kind of activity impact on the club?
Well, also, I mean, actually, also you think about Brian Hall, for example, the first time people are going to see Ryan Hall is fully is after his good pre-season. He had an unfortunate list of illnesses and mild injuries towards the end of the season when we recruited him, and Pelly as well. When now Pelly's back, these are like 2 new signings for us as well. So, but with the other players, we've intentionally pushed the boat out to try and attract players from either further up the league or with the potential of being further up the league, with the view that they'd be willing to drop down to League Two, to a football club like Luton Town in League Two, that could easily equip themselves in League One, but more importantly that could then, as an overall embedded stable team, push us up further than League One to maybe try and get into the Championship. So this is a real long-term approach. Craig McCall-Smith today tops that off, more than the icing on the cake for us. It was a long time coming. We know that, but it was all very, very carefully planned, and we were all, both the player and us, we were patient with it, and that's how we actually got him in the end. So, but with Craig, and I don't want to miss any of the other players out, I'm not going to reel off a list of 10 other players, but every single one of them will play their part in the next season.
And just finally, do you have a message for the fans ahead of a game with Accrington on Saturday?
Oh, come to the game! I mean, this is it's going to be one of the greatest, most endearing things that I've had as being in this role was seeing the fans at Carlisle last year when I first came back in the football league. It was a wonderful sight, nice sunny day with the sun shining over to 1,000 fans that were there up in Carlisle. It was fantastic, really fantastic. And I think if the new squad can get a number of our, I mean, I know we've got 1 or 2 issues with tickets we're trying to resolve for everybody, but if we can get fans up there in numbers next week, it'd be terrific. Just to get everybody on the push for a promotion campaign, and to really show some of the new lads actually what a wonderful support base we've got here at Luton Town, and especially in away games.
Fantastic. Gary Sweet, thank you very much for your time.
Cheers.